Alright, so I just want to do a bit of a news video, a rant video, and I don't know, just my thoughts and opinions. Sonic Duck, what are you doing? On some new Sonic Movie 4 news. So I already talked about like some of the old Sonic Movie 4 news about like, you know, the Sonic CD name change, which I hope is not happening. I really hope it's not, because that would really, as I said in my last video, about movie 4, it would probably cause a lot of commotion. That commotion being confusion, and that confusion being casual fans not knowing that it's Sonic 4, thinking it's like a Sonic spin-off that's not necessary to watch. Kind of like the Knuckles show, in ways. But a little bit of news has dropped. I don't know how accurate this is, because, you know, it's news. You gotta do extra research on news and stuff. So always take a thing with a grain of salt. They're planning on making Amy Rose from a either alternate future or the future. Me personally, I don't know how much I really like that, but in a way, I can also kind of see how that works. But at the same time, I can't. Sonic Duck, what do you have to say on this?
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack.
That is the most amount of bullshit I've ever heard. So if you've been listening into the channel a bit, you probably have heard me say that I don't really want Silver to be in movie 4. Movie 5, yeah, sure, that could work. Even movie 6. But, you know, movie 4, I don't think that would work. There's also probably some bias from me because I am a huge Amy Rose fan, and I don't want, you know, Silver, who's a great character, taking a bunch of spotlight from Amy Rose. So if they do ever introduce Silver to the film franchise, which I know someday they are going to do that, alongside a bunch of the other Sonic characters, possibly, they're going to have to find a way to write Silver in, like, to make him Silver without overshadowing Amy Rose if they go this route, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, also, these are the movies. They're not canon. They are not tied in with the games. They are their own thing. So, almost anything can happen. But also, it does have a lot of say over with Sonic Team in ways, and Sega. So, they can't do, like... So, obviously, like, no Archie Sonic characters, no Sonic Fleetway characters. Probably not Cosmo from Sonic X is ever going to make an appearance. Because those things, in my opinion, don't really make sense. Because also a lot of like casual fans don't know those characters and would be like, excuse me, what is this? Who is that character? Why is there a fat walrus? If anybody gets the reference, there's a walrus character in the Sonic Archie comics. And Sad AM as well. I always forget his name. So if Jeff Fowler and Patrick Casey are going in the direction of, you know, putting Amy Rose from the future or an alternate future, which if they're going that route, I'm more on the side of doing the future instead of an alternate future. I think if she's from an alternate future, that could cause some weird things in like the Sonic film storyline and stuff. I'm one of those Sonic fans that actually care about the story and the timeline. So now, how would this work? Like, what are some of the probabilities of the story direction if Amy Rose is from, you know, the future and stuff? Will she have her tarot card stuff? Will she have, like, some magic abilities? Is she gonna have her, like... Is she gonna have some, like, new kind of power? Those are all amazing questions that I can't answer, obviously, but I can speculate. And that's what I'm gonna do. So, I do think Amy Rose will have at least some at least some teases or mentions in the script of her tarot cards. I do not want them to like put them front center stuff like that, like they did with the Frontiers DLC, because Amy Rose is not all about her tarot cards. Those are just a cool little thingy, a little trait. They're not her whole personality. Okay, her signature Pico Pico hammer is, but at the same time, that's also not her whole personality. That's just her signature weapon and fighting ability thing, which we already know she has the Pico hammer from the Sonic movie 3 post-credit scene. So if the tarot cards are mentioned or a part of her characterization in the movie, are they gonna go down the route of like the Sonic CD storyline, where Amy Rose was just chilling on Neverlake, being like, just a cute little pink hedgehog, just doing my pink little hedgehog things. Oh, let me just check these cards. Oh, I'm gonna meet my knight in shining armor. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me it says it's gonna be on like a random thingy majiggy. Oh, whoa! There's a giant planet over there. Okay, let me go up there. And then boom, she gets kidnapped after she finds Sonic. Well, actually, she meets Sonic first. Sonic just runs by her. And then she finds Sonic. And then gets kidnapped. And Sonic's like, oh, are you kidding me? Okay, let me go save her. Zoom! He goes, sorry. Zoom! He goes, saving Amy Rose. And then, they become acquaintances, and later friends, and then later best friends, and then married. Maybe, I don't know, hopefully someday in the future they'll get married. So, are they gonna go, like I said, down that route and be like, oh, okay, so Amy Rose heard about Sonic from the tarot cards. She found a way to go to the past or this dimension and be like, hey Sonic, I know you can help me. You're also really handsome. Can you please help me out? There's this whole metal Sonic thingy majiggy, doobity da boop boop boop. And I don't know, stuff like that. Or, okay, so what if this just came in my mind? What if she is from Sonic's universe, but not the Green Hill Zone? She's from another zone on another island or another landmass that is in, the universe or the dimension where Sonic was originally born, conceived with Longclaw. And since, Sonic is from Earth now, the Earth dimension, the planet, that he went through with the rings, that is a different dimension. So now that he's in this dimension, the Earth dimension, technically Sonic's old dimension will be considered a different or alternate dimension, or maybe future, who knows. And that's where she's from. Maybe they were like friends when they were a kid, but if they were from different parts of the landmass in that dimension, then obviously that couldn't happen. Although Sonic is pretty fast, so maybe, I don't know. But they have some sort of knowledge of each other, or they don't. But they're hedgehogs. And there's not many other hedgehogs in that universe that are basically people with just animal features. So, are they gonna be like best friends? Are they gonna date? Are they gonna, I don't know, get married in like Sonic Movie 10 and have little hedgelets? That would be cool. I know a lot of people are like, probably like, what the heck is this guy on? Ooh, you're cuckoo, you're crazy. Sonic, oh, Sonic, no! Sonic, am I crazy? You mother... But yeah, so, that would be honestly really, really cool. I would really, really like that. But that's only a hypothesis. Can't speak. That's only a hypothesis, That's only a theory. A game theory. But yeah, so once they meet, you know, how are they gonna interact? How is the story gonna happen? By the way, I think I'm done with the news on this story. The whole Amy Dimension thingy was basically the whole news. Now I'm just throwing my opinions and having my whole ramble now, and trying to piece together this movie. And if I get this somehow correct, Jeff Fowler, Patrick Casey, Sonic, please hire me when I'm older. It's my dream to work for Sonic Team. But anyways, yeah. So when they meet, how is Amy Rose going to be characterized? Now this is very important to me. I am very big, very keen on good Sonic characterization. These characters are like my best friends. Okay, so when they are like acting really derpy and really like, I'm a Sonic Duck, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't like when that is. Unless it's like for a specific occasion, like in Sonic Boom, that was a comedy. So, you know, sacrificing some of Amy Rose, Sonic, and Tails' and especially Knuckles, their traits for comedy, that was okay, because, you know, it's a comedy show. It's a comedy game little spin-off thingy. But when it's stuff like in, like, Sonic Frontiers, for example, I love the story in Sonic Frontiers. I love the characterization in Sonic Frontiers. The only thing that I have a problem with the characterization in Sonic Frontiers is Amy Rose doesn't feel like herself. She has amazing dialogue. She has amazing interactions with the characters. The only problem is she's so like, yeah, that's really cool. That's really nice. If they kept her if they kept her energy and just toned it down a little bit, you know, that would be fine. Where she's like, yeah, you know, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty epic. Instead of being like, yeah, alright, that's pretty cool. That's pretty epic. And not being like, oh my god, that's so epic. That's so cool. What? Like having that nice middle ground. Because, you know, talk about this all the time. Sonic has a canon storyline, a canon timeline. The characters are getting older, all are maturing, as we see in Sonic Frontiers Dream Team, but this is not part of it. This is not part of this video. Well, actually, I can kind of tie that into the video, because also in the Sonic movies, the characters are aging and getting older. Because if you look at Sonic 1, and then you look at Sonic 3, there's a big difference in his model, but also his height and his voice. And not really his voice, but his voice gets a little different from. I could just be going cuckoo though, and that also brings me into another thing. In an interview with Jeff Fowler, one of the writers of the Sonic movies, he did say in an interview in Sonic Movie 4, one of Sonic's biggest like obstacles is gonna be girls, and Amy Rose is in the movie. I don't think they're gonna be introducing any other characters, and you know, Sega likes Sonic and Amy. They like those two characters. I mean, they were created for each other. You know, so that's that, you know, and I think they're gonna add that into the movies in some way. Are they gonna like make their relationship like in your face? No, I think they're gonna keep it like the comics and the games where they subtly tease at it and stuff, if they do go down that route, which I hope they do. But I don't know, that would be really, really awesome. And I mean, even so my mom and my dad and my little brother, when we were in California, I couldn't go to the Sega pop-up shop, unfortunately, but they got to go to the Sega pop-up shop for me, and they were waiting in line for like an hour, 2 hours, something like that, something absurd like that. And once they got into the door, you know, there's a lot of stuff sold out, unfortunately. I only got a few things, but, you know, I'm grateful I got some of the stuff. My mom said this one thing where there was a bunch of people asking one of the managers of the store where all, like, this merch is. And one of the biggest things she said she heard being asked was, where is all the Son Amy merch? Where is all the Amy Rose merch? The reason is because, the reason I say that is, you know, a lot of that merch in that store is merch from Sonic Japan. And in Sonic Japan, a lot of the Sega stores, a lot of just Sonic Japanese stuff in general, there's a lot of Sonic and Amy merch. Like, if you think we got some cool Son Amy merch here, like the cool t-shirts, the cool bouquet, the cool Son Amy wallet, a couple other thingies, they have a lot of Son Amy stuff in Japan at times. And a lot of references and stuff. Especially a lot of Sonic and Friends merch. And there's a lot of cute little Son Amy thingies and stuff. And, a lot of that was either sold out or didn't make it, unfortunately. If you want to do a research and stuff, I've done this multiple times. I know this by heart. Son Amy is the most popular Sonic ship, and has been for basically since I want to say like Sonic Adventure, but especially since especially since like a lot of newer material as well. People are gonna be asking for that stuff, and it has plenty of teases in the official media and stuff. So this is why I think they are going to do some Sonic and Amy relationship stuff. Not more than friends, but crushy friends. Kind of like how they do it in the stuff, And yes, I am also planning on doing a big long video about just Son Amy in general. I know some of you, especially friends I talk to in the Sonic community, really want to hear my thoughts and why I'm such a big Son Amy fan. Sorry about that rant, but I mean at the same time it was tied into this and stuff. But yeah, anyways, Amy Rose, this was I just realized all of this was from me talking about Amy Rose's personality. Fitting, right? How should Amy Rose be characterized? Like I was on a little bit, something like Sonic Frontiers, but a little more energetic and stuff. But also, since this is the movies and they have slightly different personas, like Sonic has, Shadow has, Tails has, but they have similar characteristics, but they're also slightly different. And I feel like Amy, from what we've seen from the movies, I think she's gonna be a little bit of like a girl boss, which that's pretty cool. But also, I'm hoping still have her like lovey, cheerful side and stuff, and not be like one of those like military brats and stuff. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't feel like Amy. If you did that with like Rouge or like Tangle and with like Rouge or another Sonic female like Blaze, that I could see working, like having them be very like being very very in charge and stuff, which Amy Rose I think should definitely have a bit of a leader characteristic in the movies, which she already kind of does in the games. I mean, Sonic Forces and the Forces iterations of IDW, for an example, but also have a nice balance of her actual like cheery self. And about the whole future stuff, like we already talked about the whole dimension thing, which I think that's actually going to be what's happening, honestly. But if we talk about the whole future thing, honestly, if she can time travel, what's not stopping the plot from her being from Sonic's timeline, being able to, if she can time travel, what if she is actually still from Sonic's timeline? She went to the future, she had to do a bunch of stuff, something happened, and then she comes back to the past in that moment, and then this whole stuff happens and stuff. That could definitely be a possibility. Now, by the concept art, is this gonna be true? Is Eggman actually going to be behind it? Maybe. Or are they gonna take a Sonic Rush route and have Eggman, I want to be very careful how I pronounce this so Auto Dub doesn't think I said another word, but the Eggman negative. Yeah, there we go. Like maybe they're gonna do an Eggman negative from Sonic Rush, like that type of route, where Eggman negative made the metal Sonics and stuff. Or maybe when Eggman got out of the Mushroom Planet and Knuckles took him in, I don't remember exactly, but I don't remember if they went exactly to the Sonic world or if they went to another world then to Sonic's world. But maybe like he had enough time to build the robot army and stuff, and then that happens. Who knows? Those are all great things that can definitely be speculated on. And it's like, ooh, you know what? I'm having so many cool ideas on that whole thing. This should definitely be looked into. Yo, any Sonic YouTubers that like, want to take my idea and think more on it and just give me credit, like, you're welcome to do that as long as you credit my original idea and stuff. But yeah, this video is already kind of getting long. I think I explained everything I wanted to explain and theorize, and that was basically all the new news, not too much. I mainly just wanted to theorize on this stuff now that we have a little more possibilities of the stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Please comment down below. I've been having another problem where my videos upload with the comments off, even though I have them on, and then after a minute I have to go back to the video and turn them on manually, and then they stay on. So if you are an early viewer and you can't comment your thoughts, I am sorry about that. But YouTube can be wonky sometimes. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Hope you liked my thoughts, and like I said, any bigger Sonic YouTuber that has the time to theorize about this, maybe even with me, that would be awesome. Just like, give me credit of my original thoughts, if possible, because, that would be really unfortunate and stuff. Anyway, see you guys.